As rental options like Airbnb and VRBO grow in popularity, some city and town leaders across the state looking to set up regulations or even outright ban short-term rentals in their communities. WNBF's Ian Klein joins us live in Myrtle Beach. And Ian, there is a bill in the State House looking to protect short-term rentals, which are really popular across the Grand Strand. So which types of properties would actually be considered short-term rentals?
Well, right now here in the city of Myrtle Beach, it's anything rented fewer than 90 days. Now, Myrtle Beach does not have a lot of restrictions when it comes to those short-term rentals. They just can't be in residential neighborhoods. Now, this bill wants to wipe away all restrictions, not just banning them completely, but any rules and regulations, giving that power to the state, which means you could start seeing rental properties and short-term ones particularly popping up in your own neighborhood.
We've spent millions of dollars to attract people to the state of South Carolina, to buy property in the state of South Carolina, and then we're coming in and saying, well, you can no longer rent your property.
While short-term rentals are just part of living in the beach area, some leaders along the South Carolina coast fear that letting the state lift or even control all restrictions could quickly get out of hand.
The proposed bill takes away the ability to regulate short-term rentals and puts the burden of enforcement on state agencies that may not have the resources or local knowledge to effectively address issues related to short-term rentals.
Myrtle Beach real estate broker Kate Rushton says short-term rentals are a vital part of the state housing economy, and property owners should have the right to rent out, even if that's for a short period of time, but understands there needs to be some type of rules.
If you don't have some regulation, it can get ugly. You have lots of problems with trash, noise, parking.
Issues the city of North Myrtle Beach addressed several years ago, adding several different amendments to their short-term rental ordinance, including quiet hours, increased trash collection, and drivers are no longer allowed to block sidewalks or the right-of-way when parking. Elizabeth Wetmore, who represents Charleston County, says her biggest concern is the impact on those who call these cities home all year long.
To unleash short-term rentals on the community is to tell Charleston County, Beaufort County, Myrtle Beach, all of these tourism counties that they do not have the right to be a community.
Cities and towns could still keep their rules in place if they'd like to, but the bill would put penalties on those, including a tax of only 4% instead of 6% on investment property rates, and they would not be able to receive distribution from the local government fund. In Myrtle Beach, the only place short-term rentals aren't allowed is traditional neighborhoods. City Councilman and Realtor Greg Smith says his fear is short-term rentals would start popping up basically anywhere, with little to no control on the local level.
The short-term rentals would then be allowed in every place in the city, and I don't think that is good for our residents, and I don't think that that's something that they are interested in.
Councilman Smith also said that the rules in place in Myrtle Beach could be far different than you'd see out in Columbia, Charleston, or even as close as Surfside Beach. Now, here in Myrtle Beach, the only place they're not allowed, as I said earlier, was residential neighborhoods like here at the Market Common. If that bill were to pass, you could start seeing rental properties popping up in here and other residential neighborhoods throughout the community. Now, the subcommittee did wrap up about an hour after discussions. They said they plan to meet again and continue discussing this bill further. In Myrtle Beach tonight, Ian Klein, WNBF News.